Okay. So, do you think art increases value as it shows its history? Um, yeah, I don't think it's. If anything, it's more appreciated if it shows, like, if it has a wear and tear to it than if it's brand new. Um, if I were to go to an art museum and see this famous old Victorian painting, I wouldn't want it to look brand new. You'd want it to look Victorian, and that's kind of the reality of things. If you're gonna, like they said, the Sistine Chapel, if they were to repaint it all, that wouldn't be the reality of it, because it's not realistic for something to look realistic after that amount of time. Um, so yeah, then what did even Franco think about the concept of the original? And they thought it was overrated, and what we see is one of the infinite aspects of the work. And I think what they meant by that was, if you go one day and you look at an art piece, and you go the next day and you look at it, it's gonna be different. It might just not be noticeable. But if you look at it 20 years apart, it's gonna have a significant difference to it because of the aging over time. And so I think what they're saying is there's an infinite amount of different versions of that piece of art. And so why does it matter if they're screwing it up? Because it's just gonna keep changing on its own anyways. Darko Maver was that guy. I'm pretty sure I was getting a little confused by it, but I think what the deal was he was making those models of dead people, and then he died, and then they realized that all those models, or supposed models, were actual dead people. And what he was trying to show was that people kind of are oblivious to the violence in everyday life and how common it is, and he was kind of showing that it is common and it is out there, and it's just reminding people of the reality of death, and that it actually happens. The Sign was it was kind of criticizing how a building might be famous because there's a story behind it, and that a building that has no stories could essentially be the same thing as a building with a story. And it's kind of criticizing, like, things are not meaningful in themselves, but meaningful because of something that happened in relation to it. And a quote from them, they said, "Don't give in to reality, create your own, and make others believe." And so that kind of goes along with their recurring thing of an alternate reality and manipulating the public and creating something that isn't real but is, essentially, because they used the right tactics and made it believable and people could relate to it. More of the main themes of their exhibition, and 3 things I wrote down, were culture can die, appropriation can breathe life into a social scene, and nothing is original. So I think that goes along with their, like, Mickey Mouse in one setting is a cartoon character and he's alive, but then if you put him into an alternate reality, he could easily, like, kill himself. Not that he killed himself in the cartoon, but if they put him in an appropriate setting, he killed himself. Okay. Oh, that kind of goes along with appropriation can breathe life into a social scene. So it's like, if something has just been the same always, if they put it in the right setting, it can breathe new life to it and bring a new meaning to it. And that also supports nothing as original. And I think what they had to say about America and Hollywood in the production of their movie was, again, creating a fake reality, and that can only be done in the appropriate context. So they used actors people were familiar with and kind of a typical story, and they made, like, kind of a, well, I guess, typical movie poster, and then they just put it up everywhere that one would see a movie poster, and they were able to make people believe that there was actually a movie and there was something behind that, and there really was nothing. I think it was just saying how, I don't know, how penetrable Hollywood is, and how I don't even know. I might have said all I can say on that one, but yeah, that's about it. Thanks.